Alright, welcome to another New Vegas video. Remember where I left off? Looks like we're heading this way. Alright, we gotta finish the quest line at the High School Horrors. So I killed the gigantic dog. I forgot to loot a grave. And once I do so, the Robo Scorpions are going to make an appearance. So, let's see what we can't find. What a gigantic Robo Dog buries in the ground. And I need to go... Yes, I'm pretty sure this is right. Oh, I gotta check all the... until I find something. Okay. Baseball. Where's the dog? I think that's what I need right there. You found a rehabilitation file for the Sonic Manor. Take it to the jukebox in the sink, which I have not. There we go. And there's the scorpions.
I see you. Now I end you.
I have not yet begun to collect the AIs for sink, which I think I'm gonna do probably after this video.
Prepare to be attacked by Dusty Mobius.
Yeah. Okay. Junebug says hi. Chain kill. And use some of these. Is that 170? So 4 of them.
The eye of Mobius, you won't escape me. You're no match for science. You're no match for science. You
That
won't.
might be. There we go. Loving all these energy cells.
Three technologies. If you think braving the cyber dog of X8 makes you brave, intruder, it is no use. All cyber dogs are under my command, and they will bite you.
They will bite you. Well, bring it on, Mobius. Easy enough. I wonder if it'll let me fast travel. Of course not. There we go. Oh, come on. Let me fast travel. Really don't think this guy's gonna mind. Oh, it's a dog. How about now? Oh, it's been a hot second. These controls are giving me some slight issues. trace of Gabe and Higgs village. Which is right there. Yeah, why not? We'll just continue on. Here we go. I don't feel like wasting the ammo.
Commencing attack on hostile target. Please take cover until the danger has been eliminated.
This actually does make things easy. I have to loot this place off camera.
Hostile target detected.
Only hostile because you shot at it. We gotta go up here. Now when you take the transmitter up top, it will bring the scorpions out. You could, if you have a longer range weapon, shoot out the force fields here and snipe the scorpions without ever having to fight the ones on the ground anyways. There'll be some.
Two transmitter array antenna, are you? You won't succeed. Not if my evil robo-scorpions have any say in the matter.
What else? We will. I will max out survival. I know I'm gonna need melee weapons for sure. And the other DLC. Yeah, that's just not gonna work. Go back to the axe and start killing scorpions. It's gonna be the name of the game.
Go, my minion! Stick! All right, everyone, calm down. Might have been a blip. Are you sure you scanned something?
Yep, scan me right here.
You're no
Which is kind of
match
private,
for science.
to be honest.
Go, my minion! Sting them in the hole that is Mobius! Robo-Scorpion, attack! I see you.
Fishing battery. Might as well use the workbench while it's here. And convert small energy cells to microfusion cells. And then make some microfusion max charge. That'll help a little bit. Yeah, I'll take the extra healing. Yeah, this is where I need to go.
Are the last right? Three. Dr. Mobius, no match for science. Intruder, return what you have stolen from X2.
No. I'm calling dibs. What the hell? cloud out of this. Steak. Oh, plasma defender, please. Thank you. What the hell? Good lord, am I getting my ass kicked? I did not expect this when I stepped outside. Take one more stim pack. Holy cow. And there's still a scorpion out here. Holy cow.
That is Mobius. Destroy.
Alright. Anybody else want some? Because I feel like that was a little bit ridiculous. Anything worth taking? Ooh, a stealth boy. I can use that to repair something. Human flesh. Tasty. Alright, so let's save it. Just because I don't really want to go through a fight like that again. And what is next? Return to the think tank and let Dr. Klein, you've completed your task. Okay. I actually think I'm getting close to finishing this DLC because the majority of it's going to be done off camera, and of course I can't fast travel right now. Who the hell is out here? Oh, there's a scorpion up there. I don't know if I can hit it or not. So we'll just do this the old-fashioned way. Ooh, actually, I want to kill you so I can take your axe and repair what I got. I do enjoy how some of the lobotomites look a little bit like Jason Voorhees with the jumpsuits and the mask. Alright, I don't know what sells for more, the incinerator, 269, or the flamer. Okay. Now I need to go to Higgs Village, which is right there. Yeah, I don't have to fight anything in there. Brain's best friend. If I had done all this stuff off camera, then I would have finished the DLC tonight. But I did not plan this ahead. So maybe what I'll do is I will cut do some stuff off camera and then edit all this together so it looks like one seamless video. Genesis, you are a genius. So I'll complete this quest, and I think that's what I'll do. Oh, that's right. It's back here. This is food bowl, water bowl, just bowl. Ooh, lunch pan. So I think this is as good a spot as any to call it. And then paste the next part together. So it took me a few hours, but I was able to wrap everything up, and I think we're ready to finish this DLC. First we'll complete this side quest, and then head on over to the Forbidden Zone and confront Dr. Mobius after we fight a giant Robo-Scorpion.
So, you put down Gabe. Thank you. A scamp, but really, his highly augmented combat programming could have proved meddlesome. In any event, thank you for putting him down. One less test subject to catalog and sort. Clearly a failure of Doggy's cybo-engineering.
Oh, he could have been a good boy. Is this Gabe's bowl, your dog from X8, Gabe?
What? Why, yes, it is. I used to leave it outside his doghouse, chock full of chems, before the cybernetic modifications, of course. And no matter how chemmed the food, he would always eat it, and his tail would wag, even while you know, I'm having the most perplexing feelings squiggling through my biogel. I can't quite pin it down.
Speech 45. Sounds like Gabe really loved you.
Why, yes. Gabe. No matter how awful my day had been, he was always waiting there. How odd. My gel is decoagulating. And when I would talk to him about Betsy, and how Marcus would beat on me and call me Smarty's sissy pants, he'd just sit there, head on my knee, and...
He's a good boy.
If you don't mind, I'll take that bowl. Just need to remove it. Put it away, somewhere out of radar range. For some reason, its similarity to the crater shape of Big Mountain is starting to fill up all available cognitive spaces. That, combined with my own overwhelming feeling of having done something terrible, the two were hitting me with unexpected force.
Sounds like you heard someone who loved you very much.
As odd as it is, I believe that is the conclusion. And I wonder why it didn't hit me before, until I saw that memory in your hands. This sensation is unpleasant. I don't care for it. I don't care for this place either. And I feel as if we've forgotten something. Still, it is no matter. Crush the feeling down. Crush it down. Push it into the loop. Yes. Forgotten. Almost. Yes? I do not need to remember anymore. Not today.
I disagree.
Until next time, then. Provided there is a next time. For any of us.
Dum dum dum. Alright, and next we talk to Klein.
Did you retrieve the technologies yet? We need them, as I have indicated.
I covered all the
What?
technology
You
information.
did? Your survival, let alone success, barely registered in my projections. Now, all I need to do is check my transmission databank. Mobius is always filling it up with his psychotic calls. Oh yes, there's the schematics, just like you said. How truthful.
Do these technologies have the information?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Your answer isn't filling me with confidence.
No. I mean, yes. You just need to analyze these technologies for a moment. They are extremely advanced, you know?
Do you even know what these technologies
I
do?
know how these technologies work. Of course I know. If you remember, we described them in clearly abstract, contradictory statements before. Why would we do that if we weren't certain on how to use them? Yes, so let me... a bit, huh? I'll figure it out.
Science 65. Look, the antenna focuses brainwave patterns, right?
Yes, that's what I believe I said.
In the suit's cardiac regulator and the sonic frequency is a spinal vibrator?
I've got it. The cardiac regulator in the suit, the antenna for brain waves, and the sonic frequency for the vertebral nerves.
I'm waiting for you to draw a conclusion.
I'm thinking. This is all very complicated. Let me check something. Of course. I have it. The override sequence to open the Forbidden Zone door is hidden in the schematics. Well, not hidden. It's actually right there, behind the programming equivalent of coffee stains. It's embedded in what seems to be recursive code. It's badly commented there and there. Oh, and null pointers very sloppy, Mobius. You see, using the antenna to boost the emitter's sonic frequency and the stealth suit to bypass the Forbidden Zone lock, yes, that could work. Was that my plan? It must have been. Sometimes I truly surprise myself. The door is open, and now Mobius will get his.
Science 85. Don't these items seem more biologically focused than that, though?
Biological? Ridiculous. I mean, technically, these items could all be used to put you back together once you had your brain. But for now, they can be used in the name of aggression.
I'm all for that.
The door should be unsealed. Now, instead of being subjected to threats, we can now send an equally threatening message to Mobius. And that message is science. Deliver this message, and Big Mountain shall be freed from Mobius's reign of terror. You can go now. That's your cue.
Thanks. There is a lot of dialogue in this DLC, but I really do enjoy most of it. Alright, so... oh, shit. Scorpions. That's what's up.
You're no match for science. I see you. Now, Scorpion, attack! Go, my minion. Sting them in the name of the won't escape me. You won't escape me. Stop that.
There we go. Get this to pack, and then let the healing begin.
You'll damage the hull.
Fishing batter, thank you. Another one. So I have already discovered the Forbidden Zone, so I can just travel there. And there's probably gonna be scorpions.
Eureka! You won't escape me. Robo Scorpion, attack!
How about no?
Stop that!
Shit.
I see.
Thought somebody was here. think the way is clear. At least I hope so. So this giant Robo-Scorpion, his tail laser is going to cause a giant explosion and radiation damage. So the goal is to not get hit by that. Activate backup generator. This will take a chunk of the Robo-Scorpion's health. And there are other things that we can use to help fight the giant Scorpion.
X-42, attack in the name of Mobius!
Yeah, I'll have to loot all this stuff later. One of these has got turret controls. Perhaps this.
Crush them with your pincers!
Alright. There we go. I believe it's also important not to be standing near any of the turrets, because if the thing targets a turret and shoots at it, you do not want to be near that blast. Let's see one more computer.
X-42, attack in the name of Mobius!
Yeah, buddy.
You can't avoid the deadly laser sting of Dr. Mobius!
Maybe I can just shut the thing down itself. Alright, first guess. Initiate emergency shutdown.
Is this thing on? This is Mobius, Dr. Mobius. We're initiating some kind of emergency test shutdown. In 5, 4, as in forbidden, 3, as in tree, 2, as in
I think I'm just gonna back up.
1 as in none. Oh look, the emergency overload is initiating.
Disable destroy the giant robot in front of Mobius. Okay. Alright, how much health he had? Won't even let me target anymore. Alright. Now I know before I go in, there is one last log to take. There we go. You found a recalibration file for the sonic emitter. Take it to the jukebox in the sink to recalibrate the sonic emitter's new effects. So, it's the last one I needed for that other quest. And I really need to take it right away. Here's Mobius. Once he stops moving around.
Yo, hello there. You are there, aren't you? Forgive my confusion. So hard to tell these days.
You seem familiar somehow. I'm guessing, you're here for your brain, perhaps? It's just up there. Such a nice brain, young, very bright. A little hard to see you. Can you walk into my left, right FOV cone? Ah, that's it. You're coming into focus nicely.
Sir Mobius, I don't want to fight you.
Oh, well, that's good. Were we supposed to fight? I certainly don't feel violent, but, well, these contraptions make it hard to tell.
You aren't exactly what I was expecting.
Really? That implies preconceived notions, theories, and a hypothesis about this meeting? Please extrapolate. What was I supposed to be like? After all, it might be worth a cognitive realignment if your theoretical Mobius is better than I.
I need my brain back.
Do you? You seem fine without it. And does it even want to go back with you? Maybe you should ask it. It's quite independent, has all manner of opinions. Tell you what, I'll leave it up to your brain. If it wants to go, then fine. If not, well, you should respect its wishes.
Time for me to go.
Indeed. The goodbye part of our little chat then. Goodbye. Please mind the equations on the floor.
And New Vegas has been liking to shut down on me randomly, so I like to save it periodically. Ta-da! It's my brain.
Well, well, look who finally dragged themselves in out of the wasteland. And where have we been? Crawling through pits of radioactive muck again?
Probably. Why does my brain sound so messy?
Ah, well, as to that, you'd be surprised how hard a feminine-sounding voice modulator is to find in the Forbidden Zone. It's not as though brain-sustaining life support tanks grow on trees. I had to take what I could get.
Are you my brain?
Ah, lovely. Figured that out, have we? Would you like a cookie?
Why not? There's no need to be sarcastic. Meeting your own brain is slightly out of hand.
Yes, well, believe me, the opposite is equally true. Good Lord, have you bathed at all since they pulled me out of you?
What about you? That tank isn't exactly looking springtime fresh.
Well, that's a completely different matter. The tank isn't biological. It's not the same at all.
Why are you such a dick?
Well, that's a fine how do you do. Me, quote, dick, unquote. As if I'm the one responsible for the way you carry on gadding about the wastes. I'm not the one that makes us clamber around Technus-infested ancient vaults or go charging off to New Vegas on missions of ill-conceived revenge. And have we forgotten who got us shot in the head and buried in a shallow grave? Do you think I enjoyed that little moment?
Maybe a little bit. Oh, come on, this stuff's fun.
Fun? Fun? Is tetanus fun? Is rickets? What about sepsis, huh? Enjoy that, do we? The things you do with our body are suicidally dangerous, and if you could silence your glandular impulses, you would hear me screaming at you!
Don't you want to be reunited? I thought you'd be happy to get back in my head.
I'm not going to lie to you. The prospect is definitely not that appealing. Look at it from my perspective. Here I have peace, quiet, and safety. Well, barring the odd rogue scorpion. In your head, I've got poison, radiation, grisly injuries, and biological functions. Do you know how much more you can get done when you're not constantly looking for places to urinate? It's quite a lot, I can tell you.
Eh. What about the good things? What about the cool breeze on your cheek, the smell of food, love?
Overrated biological feedback. Believe me, you only feel that way because you've got all that meat. Oozing hormones.
Speech 75. Isn't it just as true that you only feel this way because you're lacking those hormones?
I suppose you're right. That does call certain assumptions into question, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. So we're at an impasse. You can't feel what I feel, and I can't think the way you think.
Indeed, quite the conundrum. How do you suppose we resolve it?
I think we have to trust each other and acknowledge that we aren't complete if we're separated.
I suppose there might be some advantage to that, yes. There's a chance that the reintegration would create some improved synergy between us.
So what do you say, Brain? Join me for some more wild adventures?
Well, I suppose you've convinced me well enough. I'll rejoin your body if that's your final decision. Unfortunately, before we get to that stage of the proceedings, we have a problem. Even if I could settle myself back in your skull and reconnect all those pesky nerve endings, Dr. Mobius doesn't have the tools here. We would have to make use of Dr. Klein's lab, and I rather doubt the brains are inclined to share.
Then let's go make them share. Come on, Brain, it's stomping time.
Oh, lovely. We've reached the mindless violence portion of the program. Tell me, what exactly are you, and I use the word loosely, planning?
Energy weapons. I'm thinking to show them what's really the brightest thing in the room. I really like that. I like how every option... there's an option for every type of playthrough.
Oh, energy weapons, yes. I'd almost forgotten how much fun those are. How do we proceed then?
If the think tank won't hold up their bargain, we'll make them. Let's go.
Right. Look out, think tank. This brain is coming out of its jar. I suppose now that we're reunited, you'll want to fill your torso up with those other meaty parts the think tank took from us. Personally, I think your upgrades are quite a bit better. But now that I'm with you, the Sync's autodock can plug them back in no problem. Right then, off we go. Klein will be in for a nasty shock when he realizes the pacification field won't work on a mind and body reunited.
Polish off survival. I really want to put barter up, but we're going to need melee weapons for dead money. What's next? Nuka chemist? You can run around some of the greatest mysteries of pre-war masters, formulas for developing special Nuka colas. You're more a homeowner of this. Anytime you sleep outside, you gain the benefits of being well rested, even if you don't want the bed. You quickly regenerate action points much more quickly than you normally would. Grim Reaper's Spirit. If you kill a target in Vast, 20 action points are instantly restored upon. So I'm thinking, take a quick peek if there's anything else I want to see. While wearing light armor or no armor, you're on 10% faster. There's something I thought, maybe I took it already. Perk that helps me crit more in light armor, light touch. Heavy armor just isn't your thing, so you've learned to customize light armor for maximum effect. While wearing light armor, you gain a 5% crit chance and your enemies suffer a minus. I think that's what it's going to be. Although, action points are nice. Light touch. Seeing as how I only wear light armor, might as well get some added benefits. And now we go to the final confrontation. I don't think there's a faster way down. That's definitely worth it. So, note to self. Back left corner's got the computer I need. Man, that thing is huge. That's what she said. I don't know if you're allowed to do that's what she said jokes to yourself, but I did it anyways. This is where I'm going to try something a little new. Usually I kill all the robots, but think tank, we'll go back to the sink. I think there's a way to convince the others that you have Mobius's brain inside your body, and you can kind of coerce them into not
You
fighting.
require some additional services?
I'd like to engage your services. Swap body parts. Place your heart back in your chest. Your heart is back in your body, but some advanced technologies remain. You are less resistant to poison, and robots are only somewhat confused by you. But on the bright side, healing items are twice as effective.
You require some additional service?
Retouch your spine. Your spine is back in your body, but some advanced technologies remain. Your torso can now be crippled again, but your strength and damage threshold bonuses have doubled. Alright. So I believe we are all set with that. I think I'm good. I'm gonna go to the think tank. Dr. Klein awaits. Make sure you're prepared to finish this once and for all. I'm pretty sure I am.
The lobotomite returns. Our lobotomite. Has Dr. Mobius been denominated into scrap metal and voice module parts, as we hoped?
If on my brain now, you know, you're gonna settle things. I think you're past due for your lobotomy, Klein. Oh shit. I'm gonna reload it. See if I can't find that speech option. Might take some digging.
The lobotomite.
If on my brain now, you're not gonna settle things.
I recommend watching your tone with me, lobotomite. Now, your brain. Hand it over, or we'll extract it again.
I'm not handing my brain over. There's some things we should discuss.
And what could we possibly have to speak about? You have the brain, we have the technology. All you must do is surrender. With it, we can finally leave this place. I cannot tell you how boring this place gets, chopping up the landscape and everything in it. And we have so many questions to ask your brain first. About this Mojave place. A fertile testing ground for our experiments.
Speech 75, there we go. You think I'm the lobotomite? No, for my skull is the brain of Mobius.
That is the most insane thing I've ever heard. There's no way Mobius would condescend to step inside you. Besides, there's no way such a thing could be accomplished. It's impossible.
Science 100. Nothing is impossible for science. Medicines, lasers, atoms, brainwaves, they're all at my command.
You speak the truth. And the decibel variation in your voice, it is Mobius. How dare you breach the think tank? And what do you want here?
I offer a deal. Stay here, stay put, and I'll let you live.
That's no deal at all. There's a whole world beyond the crater, filled with ideas and possibilities. We could have escaped, seen it all for ourselves, tested it, prodded at it, made it squirm.
Kinky. I will permit you to do this for me.
Partner with you? My foe? My rival? My foremost critic? I have a strange sensation that I would like that. How odd. Very well, partner. The think tank is at your service as long as you do not destroy us.
Ta-da! Confronted. Leave the think tank. And go back to the sink.
As it had been in the years before the Great War, Big Mountain, the Big Empty, became home to one of the brightest minds of the 23rd century. The Courier watched over the Big Empty for years to come, caring for it and keeping its discoveries safe until they were needed to help others, which had always been Big Mountain's purpose.
Past the laboratories and science, it had always been intended as a place to build the future of all mankind.
The courier had scoured much of the Big Empty, although secrets still remained in the crater's depths. Perhaps that was for the best, however. Curiosity, while sometimes rewarded for its efforts, often proves to be equally dangerous.
Dr. Mobius continued his research undisturbed in the Forbidden Zone. As much as he had attempted to create better scorpions, he tried the same with humanity, with considerably less success. These failures didn't bother him overmuch. Once the rush of mentats wore off, he forgot he had failed in any event. After all, the bright young mind who had come to visit him in the Forbidden Zone had already exceeded his expectations.
The sink atop the dome bustled with the voices of a small town, constantly chirping, arguing, and snarling at each other. Still, this all happened productively in the interests of its new owner. The Sync Central Intelligence Unit discovered, despite its inversion code, it was comforted by the sense of community the other personalities gave it.
The biological research station, obsessed with seeding everything in sight, requested a transfer to the X-22 Botanical Garden, so that it might, in its own words, sensually fertilize the garden's smooth contours. The garden sent back a polite refusal, saying it had prior commitments with a vault it had helped infect before the war.
The book chute continued to devour all seditious materials until it nearly choked on a paperclip. It adamantly maintained it was a Chinese paperclip, and the whole thing had been an elaborately orchestrated assassination attempt. Whatever the reason, it slowed down for a while, carefully appraising each document and clipboard that came to it.
The light switches continued to bicker and flicker.
This persisted until the day someone dropped a flashlight in the sink, and the two of them united in their hatred of the showboat.
The sink continued to ruthlessly scrub any particulate matter that came near it. Eventually, it gained access to the magneto-hydraulics plant and nearly flooded all the Big Empty in an attempt to scrub the crater clean. Once it learned of the innovative toxins plant, however, it gained new purpose. It sought to develop antitoxins to flush into its drains and counteract the poisons bleeding into the soil.
Nice.
The toaster continued its psychotic spree, reducing all appliances in range to scrap electronics and spare parts. After one of its more psychotic episodes, however, the other Sync personalities decided enough was enough and dumped the toaster in a bathtub. Sparking and hissing, the toaster swore its enemies would rue the day when they had bread and no way to toast it.
Muggy did his best to collect coffee cups, although in his quest, he accidentally trapped himself in Higgs Village. It might have been the end for poor Muggy. Except, he found it peaceful there, tidying up the kitchens of the think tank professors back when they had been flesh and bone. Well, except for Dr. O, who was an asshole for having created Muggy in the first place. Muggy left O's house deliberately dirty, punishing the dishes and cups that lived there in blind revenge for serving Dr. O.
Blind-eye old Jefferson eventually discovered a new sound. Silence. It only made him more filled with the blues than before. It was rumored by the other personalities that he had a brief fling with the light switches. Although he forgot their names much too often and was soon left in the dark as punishment.
Autodoc, always gentle and methodical, kept sewing up the courier in all the right places when the skin split open from repeated wear and tear. The Autodoc was just glad to have purpose again. It heard its simpler brothers and sisters who got shipped to the Sierra Madre, bored out of their skulls. in
Oh,
that
get well
toxic
soon. I
dead
didn't notice it
city.
said that on the...
In time, the Autodoc found a way to deactivate the Y-17 trauma harnesses, releasing the corpses they had held prisoner for almost 200 years.
As the courier ran through the X8 facility multiple times, the computers analyzed the test subject's movements. Rather than performing a superficial observation, they realized the subject barely knew what communism was, or even what a high school was. This confused them for a time, until the facility finally realized that its research had succeeded. So it let its cyber dogs out into the wastes to help protect small communities from physical aggression rather than communist propaganda.
The infiltration program in X-13 felt spent, having repeatedly upgraded the stealth suit until it could upgrade it no more. It felt warm, fulfilled, and a bit sluggish. It realized not long after, the stealth suit had left it without so much as a note on the nightstand. So the infiltration program sent out robo-brains into the wastes, looking for its wayward technology. It eventually found Repcon HQ and set up a new research center, testing and murdering fiends who kept breaking into the facility.
Nice.
The courier, organs intact, continued onwards, a little less heavy of step, but with all the organs in the right places, as they should be. After all, brains can develop a life of their own when left to their own thoughts, and the courier's brain was more clever than most.
Dr. Klein and the think tank remained alive, unaware of the world outside. They looped through their daily routine, none the wiser about the world beyond, although perhaps wiser was the wrong word. The world outside belonged to the courier, and if anyone would shape it, well, the courier had already called dibs.
There is an expression in the wasteland, old world blues.
It refers to those so obsessed with the past they can't see the present, much less the future, for what it is.
They stare into the what was, eyes like pilot lights, guttering and spent, as the realities of their world continue on around them.
Science is a long, steady progression into the future. What may seem a sudden event often isn't felt for years, even centuries to come.
In the times following the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, however, old world blues took on a new meaning.
Where once it was viewed as a form of sadness, nostalgia, it became an expression describing the potential for the future.
It can be easy to see science as evil, technology unchecked as the source of all ills, all misfortunes.
With the courier at the helm, science became a beacon for the future. There was old world blues, and new world hope. And hope ruled the day at Big Mountain.
We could say more, but the stories in the Big Empty speak for themselves. Now armed with the transportal Ponder, the courier could return to the dome at any time and crack open the secrets of the Big Empty one by one. The sink sat vigilant, waiting for its master to return, shoes covered in Mojave dust. Only one road yet remained, and it was one the courier had to walk alone.
I'd see how that this is some of people's favorite DLC. Completing it leaves you with very contemplative feeling about everything you've done through, and I definitely enjoy this more than Honest Hearts, but I think Dead Money's got my favorite. It's challenging, and it teaches you different lessons that I hold closer, I think, than Old World Blues, but it does. This is easily my second favorite DLC. Oh, your brain is back in your body, but some of the advanced technologies remained, your head still cannot be crippled, but you are only 10% more resistant to addiction. Now, surprisingly, your damage threshold has been improved by 10%, minimum +1. And I've acquired the Big Mountain Transportal Ponder. Big Mountain Transportal Ponder. And it's capable of transporting you and you alone between the Mojave Wasteland and Big Mountain. To return to the Mojave or go back to Big Mountain from the Mojave, simply equip the Transportal Ponder as you would any other weapon. Pull the trigger and away you'll go. Note that it won't work in interiors or in combat situations and is totally incapable of harming your enemies. Alright. So I think that's going to be it for this. Finished Old World Blues, and I don't know if I'm going to jump right into Dead Money after this, but I'll guess I'll see you next video. So, see you next time.